said I'd tell you all the story about the Joker and the thief. I said I'll tell you all about the Joker and the thief in the night.
Yo, you want to see something cool? No? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Step into the scene. No, nobody can do it like me. Zoop house plate with the kick cuisine. I was the blacktop king. 360s in my green machine. I was a kid and I was breaking down doors. Listening to Tribe, now we on a world tour. We gave them hell and now we gonna give them more. JVB, Mighty Morphin like Megazord. Yo, power like Ranger, range like Rover, strong bulldozer. Autobots roll out, hit the scene. Fresh wax on the paint, it's clean. Hold the gang, light up the tires. The Jay-Z's popping and spitting out fire. Never retire, stare and admire. My truck don't expire.
Oh my god, that is fire!
Shell shocked like a Koopa Trooper. Everybody knows that I'm super saiyan. I was born indestructible. Now I'm always going ham like a Lunchable. I'ma stay running. This view is stunning. My blood is rushing. You got me blushing. I must keep trucking. Won't catch me bugging. I'll be Omega. End of discussion. Hula gang who? Cozy Coop, that's the ticket. Shoes, Reeboks and twos when I choose to kick it. Fenced like a picket. I stay glued and the style stay wicked. Swing through your hood, Spider-Man. Additional D, drift.
Where am I? Oh, I was just watching Valorant. We were 13-0ing them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Smash just won too in
What happened?
30 minutes.
A
What happened?
30-minute game. Time is 10 seconds.
Oh, what does that say down there?
Wait, I know what that says.
It's time! Welcome back to another
welcome.
league game.
Oh yeah, League of Legends. We're here. We're in it to win it, and we're up against Delaware Penguins.
Oh my goodness, they are actually a club. You could perhaps even say they're the Club Penguins.
We discovered this tech. We've been discussing it for the past few minutes. The Club Penguins going up against UMW, and furthermore, we do have some insider information that this match might be a little grim.
Oh, it might be looking a little bit grim for them.
Ladies
oh,
and gentlemen,
no.
let's just say their lowest rank is bronze. So, not looking good for the Club Penguins. As much as I love the little nickname we've coined for them, so much character, but not a whole lot of gameplay coming our way. Anyways, I digress. UMW Eagles going up against Delaware. What was it? University of Delaware.
I believe so.
That's the one.
Yeah.
All right. University of Delaware Penguins. All right.
They're doing absolutely wonderfully. We have loved watching our UMW Eagles play for the entire season that we had of our games. I think we have a couple of people to thank right there for those. Colonial Internal Medicine Associates, thank you so much for sponsoring, as well as Sporting Next Level, bringing our gamers out there to that next level in this competition, as well as the Fredericksburg Gnats, the local minor league baseball team in our area, and the local champs now. Make sure to check them out for a ball game anytime soon. Now, it is your regular caster out here, Jake Lipinski. We have Jack Retros out there on the production side this time, but I am followed up with a new face for League at least. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. You know me, Caden Crypt. I love it. I love it. Thank you for production. Yeah, I usually cast Valorant at this time, but since that game was a forfeit, I still need to scratch my casting itch. So here I am before a screen filled with League of Legends and itching to get into that game.
I am on the side of production tonight. I do indeed have a mic, and it is Jack Retros Yasko. We did witness a 12-0 tonight.
We did.
Which was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
we
12-0
witnessed
there from
multiple 12-0s tonight, both in Smash and Valorant, and I'm really hoping we're going to be seeing a beautiful 2-0
Yeah,
tonight.
absolutely. It's
yeah.
gonna be a beautiful game. One thing to point out though, before this game starts, I did actually 1v1 the captain of the league team just now and won. So just putting it out there, maybe I'm the new captain of the league team.
Say some ladies
Anyway.
for the rest of us.
What for league players? You know, it's more so save some blades of grass. Anyway, we're going out here
Let's-
having a great time.
Yeah, let's go ahead and meet the
Oh,
team
yes,
in
let's
which you
meet that
in
team
which
and
you
that Captain
destroy.
IV. Let's run them through.
Might, League of Legends, and Nerf Smolder.
Chotini, League of Legends, Pick Smolder.
Pans, League of Legends, Buff Smolder.
Cue Ball, League of Legends, Buff Smolder.
Not even close. In League of Legends, Nerf Smolder.
I'm also here as well. I'm just kind of hanging out back here.
Drew's-
I don't have a title card. though.
Drew's chilling.
Yeah, right back on it. If you do not know, Fortnite is also playing tonight out here in the arena. We had 4 games playing today, I believe, because of a couple reschedules.
CS:GO got rescheduled for 10, but that is not getting streamed.
So CS:GO would be playing at 10, as well as Fortnite is also not getting streamed.
Yeah.
But we did have Valorant stream for at least a little bit.
You know,
I don't even
10,
know if that
20
necessarily
seconds maybe.
even took off the ground.
We did get some quality screen time there. I think not even enough to thank our beautiful sponsors, to be honest.
Why don't you do it one more time
Which is-
and for compensation?
Hey, yeah. We didn't have a Valorant game, so we didn't get that first sponsor thing, but we'll do it again. Colonial Internal Medicine, keeping our gamers safe, healthy, and not sick. They're on the floor. Thank you so much, Colonial Internal Medicine, for being there and sponsoring this stream. We always appreciate you, as well as we appreciate Sporty Next Level, equipping our gamers with the gear we need to take our gaming to the next level, per chance our sporting. Last but not least, obviously, as they've been crowned the local champions, the Fredericksburg Nationals. God bless you guys for the American sport you play. What would we be without baseball in America? I ask you this. Nothing. The answer is nothing. As well with League of Legends. What would the world be without League of Legends, as this is an international game with servers all across the world?
Yeah, League Worlds actually being played right now. Oh, we just flew in there. Coming out here
Whoa.
for the pick bands now.
Apologies. I did not see the link.
Rookie of
It's
the
all
year.
good.
here.
I did not
Yeah.
see the link
I was
sent.
yapping
It did take a
away.
minute.
I
However,
understand. You
we
can
already got
production,
some of our
rookie
pick
production.
bands off.
But it does look like we have banned Jin, Ari, and Talia, which is quite interesting now, especially since we do know that Pans actually plays a lot of Talia. But it
okay.
does seem that we have already gone ahead and we picked Skarner and Ash going to these.
got it.
While the Penguins have indeed banned Mordekaiser, Lulu, and Zeri, it's looking like, with a pick on the Poppy, and I can't see the exact left side because of Cho Tiny's lovely player cam now, so I don't necessarily know. There it
that's
is,
Jack's fault,
Jinx.
by the way. I didn't do
we
that.
have
That was
Jinx
Jack's fault.
on the ADC.
Okay. I like a Jinx pick. If they get those early eliminations, we can really see some snowball in that character. And especially if they're good at Jinx. You see some crazy across the map ultimates from that champion. I'm sure you've seen a couple in your time. I am new to the stream, but as you'll be able to tell, I have a little bit of experience. I'd say on par with Jack.
Something I do want to point out, though, for the first time in a while, we are going to see Pans on something that's not Udyr. We
Yeah.
have a Skarner. Reworked Skarner, by the way, and we're going for the Freljord bot lane with Ashe and Braum for mid and not even close. I'm very curious to see what this comp is going to be. This is not a traditional UMW styled composition.
No, definitely not. We have seen the kind of normal sorts of the Udyr. We see Syndra. We see the Smolder Milio bot lane. But it's looking like we're really kind of just playing it with the Freljord plus Skarner match right now. But they did end up picking Brand on the Delaware's side. It's really kind of either complete maybe their mid lane or perhaps even a Brand support coming out here, which would be very fun. But we
could see
also go
Brand
ahead and
jungle.
ban Diana, which I beat Eric Mitt, their captain, on just a couple of minutes ago. He's shaking in his boots from my sheer presence, which is why he's banned.
A Garen ban? A Garen
And
ban?
they banned Garen.
Hey, Garen,
Oh
most
my
broken-
goodness.
most
I mean,
broken
now that
champ.
you're
Most
able
broken
to-
champ.
He has this. Is it still called Smite? What is his ultimate
I
called?
don't know.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the
Obliterates them.
But now that you're able to build attack speed on E, he just becomes a blender.
He's a Beyblade.
I'm very curious to see. This brand could also go jungle,
Oh,
by
the
the
Vi
way.
ban.
But seeing as they just banned the Vi, it's probably going to be a brand mid, which could allow Cue Ball to go the patented Syndra.
Ooh, Syndra. Now that is a champ with some damage.
Yes.
Kind of a snooze fest in my opinion. The same with Brand, because every single ability that these characters have is dedicated towards damage. I guess they do have like a couple stuns, but they are like very focalized towards one point of the team, is to be the damaging champion, which I guess is what mid is for.
That I'm not sure who that could be. Will it show me? No, it won't tell me.
We're still waiting for just the last ban coming in here from the University of Delaware Penguins, but that is going to be the Syndra pick.
Nice.
Jack Retro's
It was
the
in the
Prophet
cards.
coming out here, knowing absolutely that is the next one getting picked. And we still are just waiting around for that ban. It looks like... Oh, the switch up! The Vigar is going to
Wow.
come out instead. Oh,
Yeah,
it
I
was
heard
Not
in the cards for
expecting
Jack.
the Veigar.
We spun the roulette wheel and it was just about to land and it switched the opposite direction. Oh no.
Wow, that was a insta switch and lock. That was an impressive feat of mouse clicking ability. Locking in that Veigar. I will say though, I did hear them muttering about it. Oh, maybe I'll pick Veigar this round.
No
And the-
way.
Oh,
They
we got a
just took
Jace
Joe
lock in.
Tiny's Jace.
Oh.
Now, for those who
Oh,
may
I
not know,
see.
because we haven't
Okay.
seen it a lot, it is only normally banned. Joe Tiny is a Jace main.
Yeah.
So having your main taken, this is a test. This is a
Call for
showcase.
war.
Do you
Yeah.
think you are better than our top lane on his main? I think
Oh
this
my
is a
goodness.
call out. I'm curious to see how Joe Tiny responds.
I am very
Nuno
curious.
and Willem!
Absolutely.
Oh wait, I called it out earlier too
You
to
did,
the
yeah.
team. The Nunu and Willem.
Wow.
What are these team
Dude,
comps?
I love Nunu and Willem. They're such a silly little guy with
Yeah,
his
you
Yeti.
don't see this stuff in Worlds, I will say. So I do appreciate the sort of spicing things up here
Yeah.
with these team compositions. Man, wow, I'm looking at some crazy stuff here.
The crazy
I
cast.
do
of
love the
characters we
lore
got right now.
matchup bot though with that Braum Ash.
Oh,
pick. And the
for the
Orb!
Orb.
Make that 3 Froyordians coming in from UMW. Love the lineup here. And I'm looking forward to this game whenever they... Do you see that final ban for UD?
It looks like maybe they didn't pick a ban. I think they
They
skipped.
banned none?
Yeah.
That's sick.
We will
That's-
find
that is
out
awesome.
where.
Oh, we do backflips
No.
right out to go right back to
All
our
right, we
seats.
backflip behind the desk to sort of talk about that team composition. So what are we working with? We got...
Oh, it's a Darius ban.
It was a
Okay,
Darius
alright,
ban,
That
just
Darius
didn't
ban.
show up.
mystery ban was indeed a Darius ban.
Okay,
They
got
confirmed
it.
it in the chat.
So
Alright.
we're working with a Skarner, Ash, Braum,
Skarner, Ash, Braum,
Ornn,
Veigar,
Veigar.
Ornn.
Man, that is interesting. We've obviously got some serious frontline on that Ornn, and that is a solid comp bot. I'm pretty sure it is actually viable in like higher elos, like challenger level stuff. You have the Ash with that permanent slow. Braum has his E to sort of move in, close the gap as a solid frontline in the bot lane. I myself am actually a bit of a Braum main. I do play
Oh.
support quite a bit, so I'm familiar with the comp. I don't like Ash players though, I will say, because you can't run away from an Ash. Her passive on her attack is to slow you. So as you're trying to run away, she's kiting you. She's moving faster than you. She's constantly reapplying that slow. So you can only really fight her, or you're just gonna be eliminated with your back to Ash.
No, yeah, definitely. If you do not know, since 6v6 is alive, that is a reference to Overwatch, which is the game I play
okay,
in
alright,
IGL for.
There's no 6v6 in League.
There's
Come
no
on.
6v6.
Wake up.
Only 5. Wake up. We're in League now. Oh,
The sounds
see
of
the
war.
horn. We hear the
The
horns
drums beat, the horns are blaring, and we have a game.
as hype as you want to get, we actually have a spectator delay, so we have to wait 2 minutes as soon as they get into the match until we're allowed to
Damn,
actually watch.
Dude, this war drum is hyping
I know.
me up.
That's how I felt when we
Wait.
were first casting it. It's so cool.
Wait, okay, you are not able to see this, but chat, I'm going to let you know right now. It is on our side. We have Chotiny on the orange, Skarner in the hands of Pans. We got Q-Ball on Vagar and your bot lane, Mitt, and not even close on Ash Braum. It is for the enemy team, a Poppy top lane, Nunu and Willup jungle, Jace mid lane, and Jinx and Brand support. What a team composition. Guys, what do you think is going to happen this game?
With a Jace mid? I have no idea.
Jace mid is unorthodox, to say the least.
It is definitely one of those, like, mid-beast kind of YouTube video picks.
Matchups right now.
Yeah, we're going for YouTube clips. That's what it is.
We're going
Farming
for the
game.
clips.
Which I'm honestly excited for. I love those Nunu and William clips that we often get. There's a lot of.
There's a Nunu and William.
That's what he's called.
Oh yes, William.
William.
Nunu
Like
and
twists
William.
mustache.
Yes, the 6-year-old boy with the twisty mustache. Absolutely. But you do see a lot of playmaking potential with Nunu. Like, I mean, his kid is just geared for that, in my opinion. He has a lot of survivability, and he's got crazy damage, not to mention his mobility. It's all there. I wish I knew how to play him.
I wish I did
But I'll be
too.
sticking to support role, like the filthy bronze trash I am.
Nunu it can be played support. It's kind of unorthodox as well.
You know,
But
actually,
the
there is
the whole objective is you just roam with your snowball, and then you just go for ult executes.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, I have a 0% win rate on my Bard, so that figures.
But I do have a question for you guys. So recently, to celebrate the announcement and slow arrival of Arcane Season 2, what are you guys thinking of Ambessa?
Dude,
She's
I'm down
broken.
for it. All right, I'm down
She
for
looks
it.
so busted.
I like the lore introduction. I wish we got Soko instead, though. I like him a lot more as a character, and I could see how he would fit into the game. Like, he would be more like an assassin character. I would see. But anyways, Ambessa was her name.
Yes.
She feels like she would be like another Darius. She feel like she would be Darius in 2024.
I believe she was Noxian. So, right?
She is. Yeah. She is from Noxus.
Her whole gimmick is like you get a dash after every ability used. You have most of your attacks are multi-attacks.
It's busted.
She does. She has Omnivamp. She has what is it? What's the other thing? She's a tank buster. It's
They just said let's put everything to last.
Yeah.
I'm
She's like anti-Cassante.
Oh, God.
Literally anti-Cassante.
Cassante's also
And
busted.
not only that, they're like, oh, we see her fitting into the top lane, but we could also kind of see her in the mid lane and the jungle. So she's just gonna be busted no matter where she goes.
So okay, so like a bruiser class. You would say?
A little bit.
Having all that damage, and I feel like she can be rather tanky. Ambessa is like a muscular woman, so like I see her being tanky, which doesn't really line up with the description you're giving me. If she's got not only health but also tank busting abilities, I see that being kind of scary. As with what we might see in this first minute coming up here, I'm seeing it on our little mini screen in the top there that we have been put into the game. I assume Jack is working on getting that full screen.
Yeah, hopefully he is. We're just kind of loading into the match. Once again, we have our Ash Braum bot lane. We have the Skarner jungle, as well as top lane was Ornn, and mid lane was the Vagar switch up that we thought was Syndra.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different style of the purple little witch character. But I'm excited to see the Vagar. If you guys don't know, I believe we have 2 resident Vagar mains here at UMW. I believe one of them, I think, is Mason, if I remember right.
Really? Mason plays Vagar?
I believe Mason plays Vagar. And then Alex from Apex plays
I didn't know
Vagar.
Mason played.
At least he did last time when we did an Overwatch versus Valorant League match.
Okay, all right. He did recently get into League. He was like, oh, kid, I found out this free game called League of Legends. I'm going to start playing it. I was like, all right, I'm going to stop you there, Buster. You might not want to do that. But I could not stop him, and now I guess he plays Vagar.
Yeah, I believe so. I might be incorrect on this, but
Yeah.
I believe he plays Vagar at least the last time we played against them, as well as I believe Raquel is an Evelyn one trick.
Evelyn. Well, I did actually play
I also play
Evelyn.
Evelyn. If you do not
He's pretty
know,
fun.
I am a jungle main. I
Okay.
main Diana and Evelyn for the most part, but it's
Okay.
been more Diana recently. And then Sean Cuball Price has put me on with Sejuani, so I've been kind of going on that recently.
I like Sejuani.
We already are in the mid lane, kind of here trading our minions. We're trying to just get that last one, and it looks like we were able to get that gold off of not only that front minion but the back one as well. Really kind of going out here. We want to get our last hits. We want to get our money up so we can get our funny up. And we have Ornn on top. Skarner looks like he's starting on the sort of blue side jungle to then rotate all up. Now we have Ashe and Braum on our screen right now. Still really just playing for those minions. We get our level 2 right before them. So let's see if we can run this down just a little bit. And we get a decent chunk of damage on that brand. It's going to allow us to really push forward.
Yeah, by the way, that is a brand support. I thought we were getting a brand mid, but no, that is the Jace mid, as we discussed. So as those players mid get some levels going, we are going to see a lot more damage coming out there. Very much so a damage-oriented.
Level 3, baby. Coming out here from the Ornn. Poppy is still level 2. That means we got all 3 of our abilities outside of our ultimate right now. And the cannons are up. I don't think we got it. I think we watched a miss.
I think that
Womp,
you
womp,
That's a
womp.
-1 for -1 right there.
Oh, no.
This game is going to be that much longer.
Quite unfortunate. The ward in the bush is going to go down just almost too quickly. Poppy still on this top lane. Ornn has to play a little bit careful. Do you necessarily know a lot of the top lane matchups? Especially how exactly it would be with this Poppy versus the Ornn right now?
I do actually really like Ornn.
Okay.
I used to play Ornn a lot. And
how-
then
how
people
are you
started
feeling
picking
about
like Darius into me, and I stopped playing top lane. But I do love Ornn because his passive is that he can gain items while he's in lane,
Okay.
which gives you an advantage for controlling the wave, making sure it's
Nunu.
pushing, chunking out those towers, et cetera, et cetera. And I do want to talk about this team comp a little bit more.
Okay.
Like we said, the mid lane is very much so geared towards damage. We're probably going to see that reflected in Jace, who can be more versatile in his build. I can see him dedicating himself to a more damage-oriented build. While
going
we
in
do
for maybe
have
the first
a
gank of the
two-person gank
game.
here. Here comes the Skarner with the push. We're going to get that
they're
passive
airborne.
on the Poppy. Can't quite land the E
Did
there.
we find the last hit? No, not
Some
necessarily.
juicy damage there. Poppy is going to have to sit under tower for the duration of
Oh,
this
we have to be
next wave.
careful. Nunu is also in that river right now. If we take an unfavorable trade,
Uh-oh.
this might be it for
I was
UMWs.
going to say, he's going to flash on
we
Poppy.
flash on it. We need that one
Can't
to make
quite
it
land
even.
the-
Oh, and we find it.
But Nick's first blood before the Skarner can secure it. And Ornn's going to walk that one off. Looking like a recall here. Setting the score 2-1 in UNW's favor. Now, we did not quite secure first blood there, but that doesn't matter because we got a double kill.
Yeah, it does not matter because we got that right on the top, as well as Jace looks like he was kind of posturing up towards top side to really find something else there, and that really allowed our Vagar to really clean house with those minions. Hopefully, he's able to get that advantage on this wave. We have Ashe and Braum now down as well. Jinx has to back here, so now it's only Brand in that lane. We're gonna be able to push this up a little bit more, maybe get some bit of a tower damage out here.
Yeah.
But Brand is going to be the one
I
back.
do say
so he might be a
there
little
was not,
scary.
in fact, a double kill top lane. It was actually an elimination from the Ashe onto the Brand there, which we didn't get to see because of that riveting confrontation in the top lane. But yeah, good job to our players there. We've got some eliminations spread across the board, and that's plenty of gold to get us started as we hit the 5-minute mark of this game. How are we feeling about this? How does it look to you?
Oh, I think we're looking a little bit absolutely wonderful right now. As we look at the top side of the screen, the numbers are bigger on our side right there. We have 2-1, 8.9k
undeniable
gold to the 8.8k. Like, anytime the numbers are bigger, that means things are going better for us. Now, let's just hope and see if we can get Ornn on this cannon right now, because it's not looking like the cannons are too good for UMW with the last two we've seen on the screen. Oh, he's able to get it.
Game-winning Q there from the Ornn, selecting that cannon and removing it from
As well,
the game.
yeah. We also get our level up. That is going to be level, I believe, 6 for us right now.
I think
Skarner
Ornn
looks
is
like he's
secured
going to start a
6.
little bit on the Void Grubs. We might try to get a cheeky 1 or 2, but not maybe not the full thing, but it looks like Nunu is going bottom lane. So if we're able to call that out and see that on the map, then this might be a clean Void Grubs for us, especially since how Ornn is doing so decently as well in this top lane and has to keep the Poppy off. So she can't necessarily have vision and see down there just yet. But it does look like Nunu is going to go ahead and trade that and try to force out the Dragon here. Especially with how the Brand and the Jinx are really pushing our bot lane up and out them. That's going to be a big Void Grubs for us. The Void Grubs do deal more damage to towers, right? They spawn the little guys. They have the little dudes. However, I stopped playing really just a little bit before the Void Grubs patch. So if you want to speak a little bit more on exactly the nuances of how Void Grubs work, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm noticing actually a connection here with that damage that is secured from the Void Grubs and Ornn. His ability to last in lane, especially as he gets items from his passive, building them as he retains control of the wave. Speaking of, we get that ult out from Ornn and another one from Skarner, absolutely selecting this Poppy for the roster for Judgment before Anubis, the god of death.
Before Anubis. Oh my gosh.
Me and my metaphors. You'll see a lot more as we go through this game, which is rapidly snowballing in UMW's favor. The score is now 3-1. While UD might have secured that Ocean Drake, they are at a gold and elimination deficit here. And as you said, those numbers are snowpiling. We're at 12.8 here to their 12.1.
Yeah, absolutely. An almost 800 gold lead from UMW right now. We're going ahead. We're shooting these minions, just really trying to take them out. If we keep our gold going, Veigar infinitely scales. I don't necessarily know how well Ashe and Braum do, but I know Ornn has some really good scaling, especially since he can kind of do his full gimmick of building items and all that. As well as we have the Skarner. If Skarner is going to really be able to kind of move in and once we saw it with the Poppy. There it is. He's coming out here. He's moving in.
They get him out the little tower. Here comes the Braum ult.
Oh, Brand, it falls.
Beautiful.
We have the Ashe and the Braum now. We're shooting the minions. We just need that damage out on them. Skarner. Let's see exactly where he's going. Instead, it doesn't matter because there's going to be a fight top lane. Poppy taking the turret shots. And that's going to be a cannon from Ornn. We have not watched at least Ornn miss one yet.
Oh no, he's on.
We've seen the other. We've seen maybe a couple other things, but we have not watched Ornn miss the cannon yet.
Yeah, Ornn with only a meager 20 creep deficit to Veigar in the mid lane, but that's just normal. It's top lane. He's beating Poppy by 2 CS here, and with a kill under his belt and that assist, he's going to be securing a full inventory of items. I'm looking at a Cole there, which he's been stacking. He's got Terra the Goddess, some tank items. Oh yeah, that Ornn is getting beefy. And he's going to return to base, and that build is going to get only beefier from here on out.
Yeah, only bigger and only better. We have what looks to be a little bit of a duo side, top side right now. What is the plan? Oh, we missed the fire. That's quite unfortunate out here for not even close right now. But I want to see exactly what the plan is.
As a Braum
here.
man, I would have never.
As a Braum man, he would have never missed the fire plant. Poor unfortunate soul right there. Oh, we are going ahead. We get our red. It looks like we're really moving up for something top side now. We are. Oh no! The stud into the Ashe. It's okay. We take it away. Skarner is going to be able to finish that up. Has slain Jiminy out here. The Scorpion versus the Yeti, and it looks like the giant Scorpion wins. And we have Veigar still on his mid side, but we do have 3 top. What exactly do you think they're maybe looking for right now? Or do you think we're just kind of decided, you know what, let's switch it up. We had Ornn go bot, and then we had our bot side go top. Really just because of how, not necessarily fed, but how big Ornn is looking right now.
Yeah, I think that they're rotating towards top because we're talking about that lane superiority that Ornn has, or rather he's bot lane now. I think that they're swapping out because Ornn is kind of snowballing with his items. He's able to go up against bot lane, which has 0 eliminations to their name. He's got that item superiority. He is building tank. great for holding his ground.
Poppy
making
went in,
sure
tried
that-
to find something, but the Skarner is not gonna let you leave. Come right back here. But that's gonna be Flash coming out from the Poppy.
Oh,
and we
here
weren't
comes
ready
the-
for the chase. He's gonna get the absolute slam onto UMW for a giant, massive W. Not W, double.
Double
coming out
yeah.
here.
Wow,
Oh my
Jace went in
goodness.
there. He knew what he was doing. He saw 2 juicy eliminations from the enemy bot lane and took them into his pocket, setting him up with 150 gold bounty here.
That's also going to put the Void Grubs into Club Penguin's favor. And that is also now we have to rotate out Veigar, having to play just a little bit careful here in the mid lane as it looks like everybody is playing around there right now. We got Jace, we got Nunu, but Orin doesn't care about the mid lane. If he can
1v2
secure
gets
him
him
down to
alone.
the bottom, he takes out Brand. He now has 2 people with them. He got the Ashe, we have the ADC. This might be a big dragon right now. They're going to be down their support. It's so terrifying.
Orin teleporting top lane to secure that lane there. And I think as we hit the 12-minute mark, we're seeing the end of the laning phase. We're seeing more maneuverability as a team rather as a lane. Speaking of which, we're getting a confrontation on the Drake here. Jace on one side versus 3 people completely cut off. Also zoning these 3 individuals here. Skarner's going to
Skarner's
readjust
not
as
near
they
it.
secure the
They're able to-
Drake there.
Oh, we don't
Unfortunate.
secure the fight, so instead that is going to be a Club Penguin to take away that Drake, but we still are able to clean it up, and even though that they're taking the Drake, you're not going to get rid of that for free. Instead, Orin is all the way melting the towers up top, and we got a clean double out there on that Drake fight. We're now moving towards the mid lane. You said it's now probably end of that laning phase. We still want our little scuttle crab because we want that little bit of vision speed boost that we got. We're gonna go back and get those items up. Now, how are you feeling about exactly the itemization that we got going on right now?
Yeah, so like I said, obviously Veigar is going to... That's Rod of Ages on Veigar. Oh no, this game is looking grim. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rod of Ages is a scaling item. You get a boost to stats as the game goes on, and towards late game, it gets kind of crazy. So really, Veigar is not only going to have the damage of a mage, but he's also going to have the health of a bruiser. Which is going to be a little toxic. I hate going up against that when I'm in pubs. You don't see it that often because it's kind of sweaty and really boring to play, but I guess
But that's how it
UMW's
is when you
about
have to
that.
play.
UMW's about securing that W by any means necessary.
Yeah, Rift Herald has spawned another objective on the map that we need to fulfill. We're taking out that ward, it looks like right now. It's going to be Skarner waiting for the engage from the bot lane. Goes through. Oh,
Ooh,
just run him
snipe.
out there. And it's such a funny animation. Like, this was a rework, right? And it still looks that clunky.
Yeah.
But I love it every time. Oh my goodness.
It's the beauty of Skarner. He's just
you can't fix him. He's
No,
got that charm
he's
built into him.
I love the Skarner rework. Let me just say.
I think the Skarner
I think he
rework's
looks
great.
amazing.
Visually, yes. But I think he's a bit overtuned.
I kind of like his lore too. The
Yeah,
update
no,
they
his
made to
lore's
his
amazing,
lore
actually.
as like a over possessive like god is super unique.
Oh, do we get the... Oh, we click off it. Instead, we get the Rift Herald. We weren't
Again,
able
the
to see-
1v2 down south.
Oh my gosh, we flash for it. Bread gets taken out. Do we escape? No, we don't. That is going to be a big bounty on to Ornn right there. 198 gold. Going to Brand, though. It did not go to the Jinx.
Oh, Jinx is a little upset about that. I know, going to the 1-5 Brand there. Well, at least he's going to get Leander's Anguish, and their bot lane has secured their first items here. So good for them. But on our side, we do have 4 out of 5 first items here. 2 Heart Steals for Ornn and Skarner to build up some tank here, some front line. Veigar, versatile middle ground there. And of course, Ashe with that Kraken Slayer going to be stacking some attack speed here to get that true damage third shot. And we are going to see the game set to 10-4. Oh my goodness, the snowball is getting ever bigger here as we hit the 16-minute mark. All right, I want to ask you.
Okay.
Who is your favorite player to watch?
Oh, my favorite player to watch. So, a lot of the time, especially with those top lane matchups, it's really fun to really watch them unfold. So, Cho Tiny, wonderful player, especially back in the first stream we watched him, he was playing Scion. And I don't think he missed a single one of the slams that Scion has. So every single time, just whoop, bam, whoop, bam.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. I'm also, I mentioned earlier, I do main jungle. So I love to watch Pans out here. And exactly
Brand
how
getting
exactly
walked
he plays
out
it
there.
different.
There's
Oh
one
my
kill gone
goodness.
to seed as the Jinx goes in, trying to get some damage out. That
The
Poppy is going to
knockup.
front line, getting Skarner low there. He's going to flash out, but it's no good as
We're
Poppy
honestly
is
gonna play
running
that
them
slow.
down here. Jinx with the slow on the Ornn. He is marked for doom here.
Oh, but we
Gonna
slowed
turn
him
around
down.
and
Do we
fight
find
this.
it?
Catches Jinx.
Big airborne. Poppy is stunned, and we got the turn, but it might not be just yet. There it is. There's the double.
Yeah, the delayed
Vagar
kill.
making it a little bit
That's a
scary
tinge
for
of
me.
BM there, I see.
It's all
Wow.
right.
Honestly, a pretty bad fight for UD there, securing our Vagar with 3 kills now. He's got a 300 gold bounty, a Rod of Ages that is ever stacking, and is well on his way to his next item. Oh, I hate this build. It's so awful. Ew.
Like awful in like a good way or
Like, it's like a good build, but it's so incredibly sweaty.
yeah.
The
Well, I
Rod
mean,
of
it's the
Ages
point.
pick-
We're watching a collegiate esport right now.
True, true. This
Sweaty
is
does
on par
not
with Worlds.
matter.
Speaking of
Oh,
Worlds,
but
look at
no,
this
Ornn might get
world-class
stunned out here
turret
from
dive.
the Nunu in Willa, but we're able to get right out of it. Our ADC staying alive, and the Ornn's going to be able to trade their life for the knockup. But it doesn't matter because we don't necessarily have that damage yet to really take out Jace on the dime like that. That's going to be Poppy and Brand now towards the river. Vagar able to dodge the attacks that Brand was going at him. We summon that Rift Hill so we get that mid tower down. Probably the most important tower on this field.
Oh,
Is gonna be that
here
good.
goes
Oh,
Skarner
we're
with the
in it.
offensive rift play.
Do we
He's
find
got
the
Poppy in his
Poppy?
sight lines.
We're going.
Come in.
Oh, no, we hit the
clips
wall.
the wall there. Unfortunately, cannot secure that rift.
Quite
hill knockup.
unfortunate. It felt
That
like
would
I
have
was
been a
playing
clip.
Reinhardt.
We said this was a clip farming game. That would have been a clip, and you messed it up, Skarner. I'm gonna remember that.
Oh no, we're gonna keep.
You
that
had an
in mind,
opportunity for
fans.
greatness.
Um,
Speaking of which, gotta get one with that run in
Pull
there.
them into the
stun
stun
going
as
out.
well. Oh my goodness, UMW. Do we let another Drake slip through our fingers though? We have
Yeah.
it.
Pushed out of river here. They do not
Yeah.
have any positional superiority here.
Not at all. We push into these fights, and then as soon as we back off, we really lose all of the positional advantage that you said
Yeah.
on these Drakes, and so we can't really take the fights anymore.
Yeah.
They are gonna go ahead and back off here. But I don't necessarily know if we can really take this. We have so low HP, half on pretty much every team member right now. As long as Ashe is able to position well, this should still be a UMW favorite fight.
I want to talk about here. These guys are moving here. I mean, we're all about half health, but you can tell how afraid they are.
Yeah.
They do not want to get into a confrontation here, and I think that ultimately is going to put them in a bad position for when conflict comes inevitably. I mean, they're just looking for defensive plays here, and like that, they're gonna pay the price.
Oh, but the double stun out there from the Vagar.
The cleanse coming out from Jinx, though, canceling that.
Oh.
A good try, but ultimately it's going to cost us our Braum, leaving us at a 4v5 here.
Oh, but the
Make
Nunu
that a
gets him
4v4.
too overzealous, and we get the double knock up there from the Ornn. The Jinx is now on the side. We try to find, I believe, the Jace as well, but instead the Poppy and the Vagar are 1v1ing out there on the deck. Ornn might get caught out.
Ooh, Ornn got astral
Oh, do we
spaced
find
by
a
that
way?
Jace, and he's on the run now. He's a fugitive from the law.
We
Can his
slowed him.
Q buy him some time here? He's out on bail bonds, and he's gonna
Oh!
can't quite make it. The Undertaker comes for all,
Oh my
sealing
goodness.
the fate of that Ornn there, making that a pretty
bad trade.
pretty
for
not
UMW
so
right now.
good play for UMW. I want to talk again about how afraid they were in that fight. I mean, they're backing up constantly, getting pushed out of river at the initial confrontation there while they were doing the Drake, and then running around in the red side jungle there. Ultimately, it cost them their positional superiority. They had no advantage in that
Ooh, we get a
regard.
stun on
Speaking
the
of,
Poppy.
and Ash
Are we
coming,
able
Ash
to
arrow
find
coming
the
out of here.
elimination? Almost there it is, and we are able to get the brand as well. This is looking like as long as we keep this pressure on, we can get the Drake here now, especially since it is Chemtech. That's going to be huge for us. The double coming out from Mitt now, the Ash player. Now we get that Hex Tech, actually. It was not Chem. I don't know my colors between green and blue. Quite unfortunate.
Nunu exploded.
No,
that Nunu popped like a balloon.
He stepped on a mine, for sure.
He's just a little boy.
He's a little boy.
Nunu William.
UMW, when they're able, is really coming down to what team is able to find the opening pick. When UMW finds that little crack in UD's defenses, we're able to just completely scale and turn the fight into our favor 100%. But if they let this Jace get even just an inch, it is going to be a scary story. Speaking of which,
399 gold bounty on this Jace if we're able to find him, but he flashes out of the Veigar, it looked like. Are we able to watch it from Veigar's POV? There it is, and we're able to get it. That is going to be a big shutdown as well for Veigar. Once again, they do not want him to scale anymore, and his numbers just keep going up. That's 10 stacks.
I want you to look at his health bar
there.
He's got 10 stacks on the Rod of Ages. He's got as much health as
he's got 250 on passive.
Yeah.
I think he has
the mid lane mage.
And 3 times as much damage.
He's got 250 on passive now. That is an extra 250 AP.
Yeah.
He has 500 AP.
Will someone hotfix this, please? Or maybe not. You know, maybe the snowball is good for content. But anyways, we're set to 31 kills in this game. Heavily tilted in UMW's favor. I don't know if UD has the funds to stopper the leaks that are coming through. Ultimately, UMW might be getting spaced out of these conflicts like we saw on the river, like we saw up top, or not up top, like in the team fights in the river, getting spaced out there. But ultimately, they have the funds to sort of play defensively. Because UD needs to make a play. Because they're on the back foot here. They need to secure some sort of lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do want to ask you,
of course,
how do you think they should go about that? What's the most decisive way UD can bring this back to an even game?
Oh, that UD can bring this back? Well, we have the Nunu and Willump. So as long as they're able to really go in, and once again, Jack was mentioning earlier, whatever team it seems like is getting that first pick, is really going to be the one to kind of steamroll those fights. And so as long as Nunu and Willump is really able to find their pick, especially with the snowballs, and it looks like UMW also has been playing on the back foot defensively. So as long as an objective comes up, and then when they play aggressively, and then UD is able to keep that pressure on, especially when they went out of river, if they kept that going, especially with how grouped UMW was, that we really could have kind of had those fights taken from us. Because they didn't necessarily either have the confidence in themselves, because they were able to fully take out one of our players. We had 4 on the back foot in that sort of top side, as well as they were able to full kind of go through. They really need to get rid of also the Veigar. They need him out of there. They can't.
Yeah, but that's the issue. They really can't, because he's just completely snowballed.
I know, 10 stacks for the ages. Oh, we're gonna get a Baron. I just realized. I wasn't even focusing on the game. Yeah. That's gonna be 2K lead as well for UMW right now.
Oh, we do have
almost
some UD
there's the
players
contestant.
moving in. They know what's happening here.
Yeah, Braum is a little bit low. Ash as well for ADC. Oh,
Burns!
No, the bird from Braum. That's going to be so terrifying. Oh, we get stunned in the wall.
Oh, he's got that confidence for sure. And UMW is on the back foot there. They have to back up.
There it is again. So once the Club Penguins realized that the UMW were playing defensively and scared, they were able to just full run in on an objective. That's what I was trying to get out earlier, is they really got to play their objectives more, because UMW has been playing so defensive towards them that once they were to find that turn, they can really get that, which this Baron is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, pushing UMW off of this, they should not have been able to do that. I mean, honestly, UMW should have been able to take that fight, hold them off. It was like a 5v3 at that point, I'm pretty sure, as UD was trickling in from the blue side jungle. But they didn't. They didn't have the confidence to hold their ground. They backed off. It cost them an elimination with Ash getting clocked out there. And ultimately, it's going to set this game to be just a little bit more longer. and maybe give UD the time they need to bring it back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to go at it. We have the Braum, we have the Skarner on the field. We're able to recognize that Nunu and Brand are towards that bot side Drake. But we have to sort of set up for this next fight. They do have two. Poppy goes and teleports out, but the Skarner is still able to find the stun and the drag down. It is so nasty every single time.
Yeah, the solo ult on the Poppy goes so crazy. He's done it like 3 or 4 times at
Yeah.
this point.
We just don't want
Solo
Poppy to
ulting
play the
Poppy.
game. Oh my
Because,
goodness. It's Poppy.
if you don't target and burst her, she has that survivability. Her passive is to generate shield. She has her R to put hard CC on you. A lot of her kit is geared towards withstanding one-shots. But if you put her in a position where she can't really use her kit to avoid that one-shot,
We're able to get the stun onto Jace and the airborne. Oh, we throw them right back.
wow,
But
getting
they are
tossed
almost
around,
able to
tries
take
get
the Ash.
But unfortunately
Oh my
cannot
goodness.
put out that damage. And Ash lives on. Maybe this new William was, well, maybe Brand won't because he's in a terrible spot. Or
Oh, but
is he?
We don't go for the Brand. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, once again,
And we're seeing that fear
we
come out here.
recognize the Poppy towards the mid. We just
Oh,
don't want her to
yikes.
play the game.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
think
want
Poppy's
this
upset
Poppy to
here.
play the
This is an
game.
emotional play.
So we fully ignore the Brand to take out Poppy again.
Poppy is gray screen on cooldown right now.
Gray screen on cooldown. Yeah, for real.
Yep.
However, that is going to be dragging up, but we're all one. We took 2 interesting
we're
fights
not gonna
there
be able to
that
secure
we're
it.
not going
Great.
to be able to secure it at all.
Oh my goodness, and that's going to UD as well. Absolutely hemorrhaging objectives right now. UMW needs to get their acts together, correlate more as a team. UD can make stupid plays like that Poppy going straight into the middle of all their players, but we can't rely on that. It's what's keeping us in the game is these stupid little blunders. But if UD tightens up, we might be on the losing side soon enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with how it's been looking with each team fight that comes to play, with how defensive and scared we are. We're really just letting elimination slip through our fingers. But that's going to be Veigar, Ash, and Braum towards that mid side now. Jinx and the Brand kind of 2v3ing right now as the Nunu and the Poppy are making their way up top. Skarner looks like he's probably going to go down and help, but that is going to be a Jace split pushing, I believe, through the top. Actually, no, it looks like he's teleporting down. Oh, we find one. Cue ball is legend. We got sent to
Back
the
to
moon.
squad.
Poppy moment. Or now out here trying to find anything. There it is. There's the pop-up onto the Nunu. We need to get rid of them, but instead the Poppy says not today. Goes and stuns the entire team. That's going to be a double for the Brand. Skarner's going to be able to find his one. Now, Q-Ball actually was able to find his one. And is he going to be able to find another? Let's see. Dodges the snowball. Skarner and the Veigar, the last ones left standing right now.
What a terrible team fight.
Yeah.
That was just
It's
awful.
very interesting.
We were in mid lane. Everything it was nice and open. I didn't really see the full extent of it. But man, that did not go so well. That was not clean. It cost us 2 for their 1. But I mean, it just there's no confidence in UMW, which I think was what we need to see here.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. But we do have the 700 in gold bounty as well as 9-0 Veigar right now.
It's true. Hey,
As
maybe
long as
Veigar
he
can
scales,
1v9.
that might be our saving grace on the field. But even if we are saying that it is looking quite unfortunate for UMW, we still are up the 25 eliminations as well as almost 1,000 gold.
Yeah. I want to get some info from Jack here. Does Rod of Ages scale past 10 stacks?
I believe it cuts at 10 stacks. However, it does have the Masterwork additional passive on it, which gives it a little bit more AD and health to Veigar, which could have been why he survived for so long in that team fight right now.
Okay.
And Ash does also have that passive as well. For those who don't know, Ornn, after hitting a certain level, you're able to upgrade your teammates' items as well to give them some extra benefits, which is really going to come in handy to keep up with this Jinx and Brand as they are chunking our health bars.
Absolutely. And that Ornn passive does come in because it gives that extra boost. When it's like a close game, that could be the extra push that a team can need. And that's definitely putting us ahead sort of with an item advantage here. We are still up in gold, so there is also that. So economically, we're succeeding here. I do want to get your opinion on...
Baron's gonna spawn in 20 seconds, just about.
Let's talk about the objectives here. Setting up this team fight.
Yeah, it's gonna spawn in about 20 seconds. Looks like we're all hiding in this bush. We want to take care of this jungler so that they're not able to use smite on the objective. If we're able to get rid of him, that's be huge for UMW. And there it is. The only thing left now is to be able to take out the team fight. But the Jace was able to find the shutdown on the Veigar. Our stacks. Oh no, the 700 gold that we had. Poppy is still here. We're getting choked by Baron as well.
3K.
The triple from Baron. The quad
Baron
from Baron. Oh no.
Another clip from this one. The Baron 4K attributed it to Brand, but really,
Oh my goodness.
the Baron should be collecting all of those taxes. Speaking of which, we just got aced.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this whole game, lacking confidence. All it takes is for you to tighten up just a little bit, stop having blunders, and then suddenly we're all gray screened. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all it took. A minor slip up. We did get that Nunu to begin with in the team fight, and that was good. It was going well until then, and then people started hitting half health, and we're like, oh crap, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm scared.
Yeah, and then it just didn't work out, as we saw. Full team wipe out there from UMW. Quite unfortunate. We really just need a short together. We saw the Nunu and Wolf right there. We needed to really take care of our ADC. How squishy, especially Ashe, can be. But it seems like every single time they've really been able to call her out. But we get the stun. This might be able to get a steal here. Do we find it? No!
Oh.
Nunu is going to be able to get the Hex Tech. Drake, are we going to be able to at least find one on the Jinx? There it is. We get the stun. We almost are able to find another as they run away. But it is going to be the double out here from the Ashe. Wonderful time. That is going to be the triple kill in total out here from UMW versus Club Penguin.
Yeah. I'm looking at Ornn here. I don't know if something changed or this has been a gradual build-up. But you see there, he's got like 6 or 7 like big black lines on his health, and each of those is 1,000. So he has like, it looks like 6,000 or 7,000 health.
We are going for the Baron now. With how low we are, we able to find? No, not even close. Getting taken down on the Brand. The Poppy's going to have to back out here. Ashe has to play so careful because Jace has her number, and it looks like she's going to be taken out anyways. However, we still have Skarner, Veigar, and Ornn up. Are we going to be able to do something with our 3v4? Not necessarily, as it looks like we are just going to go ahead and opt to back. We want to get those numbers up. We want to get even more items and more scale so that we can really press the advantage. Look at this, 32-23. However, they are still up. Now, it looks like Club Penguin is up by a solid 2,000 gold.
Now that is a shift. We did see that UMW actually held the 2 gold advantage. 2K gold
and the Baron.
advantage. Oh,
that's now
because
3,000
taking
gold.
the Baron. That's their second Baron, and now they do have that 3K gold in pocket. Snowball has reversed. It's going back up the hill, swiftly going down the other side towards UMW.
Yeah, they got on the ski lift.
Yeah, the Snowball is riding the ski lift as we speak. UMW needs to come up with some answers for this, and it looks like they're going to look for something here. Down on the bottom right side of the map. We're going to take that Void blue buff, which gives the blue buff to the entire team. For those who don't know, that gives mana generation so we can spam abilities more and ultimately ramp up our damage. Great for characters like Veigar, who are mage-oriented. He's playing him more like a bruiser, but still his kit is geared towards spamming abilities. And with blue buff, he can definitely do that now.
just a little bit more. We see the Baron buff coming in clutch right now on the minions, but it looks like Skarner is going to go ahead and move back towards with his team. He does not want to get caught out in the jungle by himself. This is still looking more and more like University of Delaware, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
University of Delaware.
Like University of Delaware Penguins game right now. No longer the Club Penguins. They have evolved to the university. I'll give them that. Now we have Poppy out here in the mid lane. Ornn looking for his engage. He said Skarner's going to be the one to find it. We get the double suppress, double stun airborne. This is so unbelievable for UMW. We were finally able, we said, let's get rid of those nerves. We just need that offense. And that offense we found. We were able to get that full double pop-up, double elimination off of RIP. No fear, no absolute quakes at all, but we still have to be careful of the Jace up top. It looks like Veigar's going to be able to try to find a cheeky one on him. I think we're letting him back. We might be letting him back. No, we don't even see him. We don't even know he's there. Instead, it is going to be go ahead. We have Jinx and the Nunu Willump out here in the mid trying to defend their tower. I don't necessarily know if we're going to be able to run that down with the sheer damage that both of those characters have and how much we've really been taking right now as we saw Brom's health absolutely disappear.
Yeah.
Usually
Look at
more
this
tanky
frontline potential we have in Ornn and Skarner. Those are some chunky boys.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm looking at
2,
6,000 health per and growing larger by the day. Heartsteel does scale
7,000
indefinitely.
health on Ornn right now.
7.
I would just like to bring to your attention
Of
that
course.
Sean Cuball Price has over 1,000 AP.
Oh my
He is
goodness.
currently 422 stacks.
1265 AP.
1265, 422 stacks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Elder
and there's
Dragon.
that Veigar stack coming in as well as the build he's got going here. Just constantly building up that AD. Man, yeah, it's his character's passive is to infinitely scale his AP, and we're seeing that now as he's just becoming an unstoppable machine. He's also got 4,000 health or so.
Yeah, just about.
So
But it is gonna
frontline,
be
he does a
big
bunch of
fight
damage.
for
Speaking of
Elder
damage
Drake
here,
now. We're trying to find it. We get another pop-up. UMW, the confidence we're feeling it now. We've realized that we just need to play the game. And the game, we are playing it, but it looks like a big snowball from Nunu and Willump. Is that going to be able to reverse the team fight right now? Not necessarily as we get the
Boy.
full double stun now. Nunu is trying to escape, but we don't let them. That's now
no such
38
thing here.
minutes. I believe Elder Dragon is going to spawn in about 45 now.
Yeah, we're at the point of the game where we're starting to butt heads here. As we both are reaching full build here, our inventory is full of goody-good items. It becomes more of a tug of war at this point. A battle of map awareness, positional superiority, and economy. We're seeing now, as we do have a wave pushing in here, we're going to get one of the Nexus towers and a confrontation
Oh, it
behind
looks like we're
the
going
Nexus,
for an end,
and that
maybe.
end is coming.
Oh,
nice.
it's coming.
We do
The
have
damage
It
is
looks
going
like we
down to
got
the Nexus.
it.
We need to force it.
We
There
got
it
it!
There it is.
Woohoo! GG to UMW game 1. We ended that 39 to 25 eliminations, but only 300 gold up.
Yeah. What a tug of war. And then suddenly we were looking at the enemy Nexus with 0 health. I honestly thought that UD was on the run back. And low-key, I kind of wanted them to with how scared we were playing.
Absolutely. We see Byron coming out here, our coach, on the pan screen right now, coaching our players, letting them know what exactly they got to do. He said, why aren't you going around? Why aren't we switching up? Why aren't we just kind of sitting there? We got to keep the game moving. We got to keep it alive.
Yeah. I hope they do address that, sort of that positioning deficit that we saw there. I've watched Worlds, actually, so I would know a couple of things. And that's not what you see at Worlds, all right? You see confidence from the players. You see playmaking potential. You do see meta picks, but we won't talk about that.
Well, we're being a little bit kind of negative right now, but who exactly do you think was the sort of standout of that game right now?
Need I even say it? His name starts with V and ends with Agar.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
The player starts with
talking
Q,
about-
ends with Ball. Sean Q Ball Price on the Veigar right now.
Yeah, insane. I mean, the build was there. Rod of Ages, the first item built there, he rushed it. got those stacks at what, like 20 minutes, maybe a little more.
Just a little bit.
I mean, 10. Oh my goodness, that item is crazy. Compared with the Orin passive, just a little more, making him into more of a bruiser than a mage, able to sustain a little bit of that front line. Alongside Orin and Skarner. While he didn't have as much health, he had 3 times as much damage.
Absolutely.
Not only put pressure on UD, but also allowed them to make some plays.
No, it was great. Ending with over 1,000 AP.
Yeah.
What other champion
great.
could you even see that on?
His champ is geared specifically for that, the infinite scaling.
I would also just like to point out another big playmaker in that game was Pans on the Skarner.
It was.
He was able to
All
go
of the
in
drag downs
numerous
from Poppy.
times and contest every objective, be the initiator of all those fights. Did you see him go dive in on whoever Ashe ulted and pull them into Vagar cage?
Yes.
That is game knowledge and execution to be able to know the combos like that. That is just 5 seconds of you unable to touch your keyboard and do anything.
Yeah, the CC chain really does go crazy with Skarner. His ult, I mean, it didn't really change much from his past rework except for becoming an AoE. But getting that suppression, being able to manipulate the enemy players to where you want them to go, and you have a Vagar cage, which is already a pretty heavy stun, you can suppress them, pull them into the Vagar cage, and then they're just sitting still. You point and click with your abilities, and boom, they're on the ground. They're not moving. Someone start CPR. Or start the 30-second gray screen.
Start singing the Staying Alive.
Yeah, to the tempo. Come on, 100 beats per minute.
Now, guys, I do want to offer the question.
Yeah.
We saw the Brand be oppressive. We saw the Jace be oppressive. We even saw a couple flashes of that Poppy being able to dive our back on.
Saw the Baron 4K. Don't forget that.
We did.
What are the bans do you think that are going to change in this game 2 for UMW?
Well, we've seen it before where necessarily when a brand has been doing really well in our matches, we have banned out the brand before, so we might see it again. I don't necessarily know if we're going to stick with the Talia ban, but the reason we did kind of ban them out for that is I believe, I think the new Will Up was, I think, along the lines of a Talia one trick, which is why we kind of banned them out. Which was really exciting to see the Nunu.
I was
from
too.
that, you know?
I was hyped for that. It was a playmaking champ. I've said it. I've said it again.
So we might see the Talia ban again. Not necessarily sure.
I do want to mention Brand. By the time laning phase ended, he was about 0-5, 1-5.
He was, yeah.
But he was never useless.
Not at all.
He had utility. He was pressure. He had raw damage. His Leandre was doing percent health, so he was constantly present in the game, despite doing terribly in the laning phase. So that might incite a ban on the brand.
Yeah, that might.
A brand.
Well,
Brand ban.
Brand ban.
Brand ban. Say that 10 times fast.
Whoa. No. Do we think that what exactly do we think the University of Delaware Penguins are going to ban out from our side? Do we think there's any characters that they were necessarily afraid of?
Vagar.
I mean, outside of Vagar.
Vagar.
Quite obviously.
Vagar,
Quite obviously.
the absolute issue on the Rift. Besides him, Skarner was really well used there.
Yeah.
That could incite a ban on him. I don't know if they're looking at our team's OP.GG, if that would influence them. But going straight off of what was played last game, I'd say the most problematic characters on the UMW side was Skarner, Vagar, then Orin, then bot lane. Because Orin, he was great for frontline, obviously, as with Skarner closing that gap, allowing the ADC to push in.
Yeah.
But not only that, but Orin had great utility. He had his passive at the late game. He got pretty much everyone their mythic item upgraded like that. So his utility might pressure UD into a ban.
Okay. And then going into that sort of team comp that they played last time, if they played the exact same thing, either Jack or I forgot your name, I'll be honest.
Kaden. I don't know your name.
It's like either Jack or Kaden, you guys can answer this. But going into that next one, if they picked the exact same team comp, what sort of characters on our side do you think we should switch up?
I'll let you take this one first, Jay.
Can you go ahead and repeat that question while I go and pull up our link?
Oh, that's fine. So I said if they played the exact same team comp as they played last game, what champs on our side do you think we should switch up for it?
I think for our side of bands, we need to look and
To look.
Look, hey, rule number 1.
Use
Turn
your.
on the monitor.
sorry.
Sorry, let's rule number.
Hey,
all right,
I don't
hey,
think
all
they
right.
sent me the right link.
I got you. So your question was, what would we play if we were going up against our team comp?
So no. So if the enemy team plays the same team comp they played,
Okay.
right? What exactly we think that we need to change up? Especially
see,
since we
okay.
saw that we were really getting those. We were really getting the elimination, sure, but we were just kind of almost losing every single objective. Now, this is not necessarily was that sort of champion difference. It really was sort of the positional and then us
Well,
being a little bit too
honestly-
defensive. But it might be because of those champions that we weren't able to play as aggressive as we wanted.
I did want to mention Nunu and William. Fuck.
Nunu and
Nunu and
Willem.
Willem. Whatever. NW
Uh-huh.
has high mobility.
He does.
So he's able to skirt up and down the river, which is where the big objectives are. He's not as good as CSing as Skarner, who can go through walls, but he can get up and down the lanes, the rivers. He's there for the prime objectives, giving them that macro. And I think in response to that, it comes down to a question of whether or not we could have played better or whether or not our comp was deficient. And honestly, I don't think it was.
I don't think
think
it was
it
either.
came down to our competence as a team.
Okay.
I think we lacked confidence to stand our ground when it was time to team fight. I think we were afraid to use our health bars. We had all the tools there. I mean, we had the crazy Vagar towards the end, but I feel like he wasn't used to his fullest potential. What do you think?
I would tend to agree. I really think that we could have kind of showed out a lot more on the player skill. This is a different sort of band pick list than we
2.0.
normally
They
see.
are using Draft
Oh.
Wool. This is a different website than we are used to, but it is okay. That's
No,
why
this
I
is
ignored your question, because I was like, this is not the right website.
That's fine. This is.
So do me a favor, go ahead and ask that question one more time, and I will get you the correct answer.
Here,
The
I'll
correct answer.
ask so you
Sorry.
don't have to repeat
No, no.
yourself a bunch. So
I-
he was asking
Uh-huh.
how we might need to adjust ourselves based on their team comp. Should we pick different champs? Should we adjust our strategies? What do you think could have been different about last game?
I think for our team, we focused a lot on the team fight aspect.
Okay.
With the character like Brand, like Jace, like Poppy, that has a lot of CC and a lot of just multi-hitting, high damage abilities, we were just getting chunked one by one by one, because when we team fought, everyone's health bar was low.
Yeah,
Not
Niam-
just one
yeah.
person's. So I think we are going to have to look to ban those big playmaking team champs. Maybe something akin to like we have they banned the Mord already, and we went for a Jhin ban. I could definitely see us banning maybe the Jace for us. I could see a ban onto the Brand for sure. We got to ban that in our first 3, because if they're able to pick that again, that could be trouble, especially if they send a counter pick our way and could ban an Udyr or a Skarner, or maybe one of Cue Ball's better picks like the Vagar. So I think we got to look more for single playmaking potential for everyone to scale, rather than those team fights to just prevent them.
Yeah, absolutely. We already kind of have generally the same bands coming out right now. We have Mordekaiser and the Lulu versus the Jhin and the Ahri bands. We don't necessarily want to play against those characters. We're still kind of just waiting to queue up to see exactly what these first picks. There's the Skarner.
They banned the Skarner. I think that
Versus
means
Delaware
I think
does
we're gonna
not play
respond.
again.
We have to respond with Brand here. What else do you ban?
Yeah, because at that point they have to pick it for ego.
Exactly.
Yeah, there it is.
And it was faded in the cards. Here comes the Brand ban.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The Brand pick.
Now I talked about his usefulness. I mean, he was useful 0-5. He was useful 7-5, or whatever his KD was towards the end. Constantly a presence, but no longer, as he will not be in this next game.
But I wonder I wonder what Club Penguins is going to roll with. UMW, I feel like there's a very simple structure. to how this is gonna happen. They're gonna go for the Talia
immediately.
again.
They
This
didn't ban them
this
out
is
this
an
time,
this
they
is
were
an
picking.
inverse of our team again. Pans has kind of dubbed himself a
Oh, the
Talia one trick,
Udyr.
but he responds with the Udyr. Now this is a character we've seen
We
a
steal
lot
the
of.
Jinx.
I think we're just going to steal their characters, and I'm up
They
for it
take
because
the Ash.
they respond to the
challenge
Ash.
This is a
accepted.
challenge
Comes
match
the
right
Ash
now.
from
This
them.
is huge.
They haven't
If we
confirmed
get
it
the
yet.
Jace as well.
They
this
could
would
be hovering it,
hilarious.
but they are gonna opt for the Ash. It makes a lot of sense.
Makes
A lot of
sense.
you can just honestly better attack speed scaling because of your Q, being able to shoot multiple arrows at the same time. But they get
Zyra.
This is going to be a heavy poke comp bot lane. Maybe a Braum again, but Milio as well to keep the health up. But honestly, I feel like it's a coin toss at who we could see not even close decide to go for.
Absolutely.
I do like the Zyra ban. That's a very oppressive bot lane coming out. I mean, sorry, the Zyra pick. That's a very
we
oppressive
go for
sort of
Poppy
comp.
instead.
Oh wow!
Wow, we're
I mean,
really
we're
playing their
actually-
champions.
We are angry. We are selecting their champs.
Yeah, we banned Urgot. I believe that's him down there, right? Or is that Singe?
Yeah, that's Urgot.
Okay, I believed it was Urgot.
That's
Wow.
interesting. I
They
wonder.
look so similar.
Yeah.
Urgot's
Okay.
honestly a pretty big pick here because, again, I think in terms of the team fights, being able to get rid of it with Talia, because you can wall them off, and Urgot
Yeah.
gets free procs off of those legs
Yeah.
of his passive. That could save Cho Tiny a lot of stress up in the top lane, and I think we might opt to have him go another tank build. But honestly, the way this is going,
There's a Garen ban out again.
I think they're just kind of getting rid of the tank, but they're just getting rid of the big playmakers right now.
I don't want any playmakers on the field. We have the Jinx. I believe the top lane we actually picked this time was the Poppy, so we're not going to see the Cho Tiny also taking Jace from them. But taking the Poppy from them too is going to be really funny. I honestly think that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, the Poppy pick is curious. I wonder what he's looking at that incited him.
Unsure of what we picked, of what we banned.
Yeah, we don't see it either.
Hasn't updated.
Yeah, it's not necessarily on the screen. We just have the Urgot.
I don't want to reload because I don't want to mess anything up.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
We're also
not.
waiting for them to.
They've been Victor.
They've been Sean Keyball Price has actually been playing a lot of Victor recently.
But that does allow him to go to the tried and true Syndra. This is a pick that I know Cue Ball is very happy to have in his hands.
Absolutely. If you thought he was a menace on the Veigar right now, Syndra is his actual main. So hopefully he's absolutely feeling himself, especially from that last game. He saw his numbers going up. He was like, what was he? It was like maybe 11-2 by the end or something along those lines.
I don't think he died
11-3.
once. Or maybe he died
I think
2 times.
It might have been twice.
Corky.
Oh, but they take the Corky, which funny enough is also a Sean Keyball Price character.
Yeah, very strong.
This is just
on
a
the world
battle
stage
of
as well.
No, he is. Yeah, this is absolutely a battle of just similar teams right now.
Yeah. I do love a good Corky pick, but he's been playing a lot recently. If you guys have watched the World Championship, they love him over there. They constantly pick him Liquid.
Oh, and the Scion top.
So I think we're
we
gonna
talking
go.
about Scion.
I think that kind of forces Cho Tiny into either a tank buster or Teemo. I don't know.
I don't know. Time to
would
see.
be
We
most
don't necessarily
It's so
know.
interesting.
Set
I
would be
feel.
funny.
I feel. This is a very different.
Yeah, I was right. It'd be Poppy top. It's Seraphine bot lane.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Seraphine, interesting pick from the team. So we're gonna have a Poppy top, Udyr jungle, Syndra mid, and the Jinx and Seraphine bot lane. This is a creative comp. Boys, how do you feel about it?
Okay. All right. I will say, first of all, I do like what's coming out from UD in the bot lane. Again, Zyra and Ashe, crazy oppressive. They're going to have the early game to push our side out of the lane, secure some early kills, start that gold advantage. The snowball begins in bot lane, I predict, for UD. if they can get those eliminations, however. What did we have bot lane? Do you remember?
From last game, we had Ash Braum, but for this game, we have Seraphine and
Seraphine Jinx.
Jinx, yes.
Yeah. All right. Seraphine is very good for playing against this kind of lane. I think she's got like the heals, she has her stuns, and that poke as well. Her stun is just a root, but she does have the big R, which is like a big shockwave.
I believe they're gonna have some very explosive sort of fights right now from the Jinx and the Seraphine.
Drums of war are beating in my head.
No, I know it is. When I don't necessarily know if, ladies and gentlemen, you at home hear the music playing, but us here for the casters, it beats in our head. You cannot let it escape.
Hype, but like, this isn't what you want to hear when you're like discussing the analytics of a pregame lobby. This is like what you want to hear when you're on your horse and you're ready to charge the Mongolian front.
Yeah, riding straight into battle, taking out Genghis Khan himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Hard to focus here, but anyways, I was talking about Seraphine Jinx. How do you think that's going to go? I've talked about Seraphine's heals, her ability to shut down any sort of aggressive play styles. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, so with exactly Seraphine and Jinx themselves, I think they honestly might have to play a lot more of an aggressive game because Zyra and Ashe are going to be able to poke them out quite a bit, right?
Okay.
So we really need to move forward and fast, really either run them down or we have to play the exact opposite on the back foot defensively for the entire first half and then just start saying, you know, I'm going to balls to the wall. We're running them down.
I see what you're saying. So either stay under tower or run it down.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Well,
and
I know what I'm hoping
depends.
for. I know what I'm hoping for sure. To see some exciting plays. Especially when we can get some eliminations on the Jinx and secure some early gold. Early gold's good on anyone, in case you haven't figured out. But I wonder if Jinx is a character who does have that sort of damage. Maybe Jack would know. Do you think Jinx could serve as an early game champ?
I think that Jinx is going to bode very well for UMW. Being able to switch between the minigun and the rockets is going to be able to deal with both kind of the closer play style that Ashe and Zyra want to go for. They want to stay close. They want to be able to get a lot of damage in a very small range. And I think that's also why we're going Seraphine, to keep up with the heals, to get that passive, being able to have a stun on deck, very similar to Zyra. But UMW is going to have to watch out. They have a Zyra knockup. They have the Scion ult, which is a knockup. They have the Ashe stun. They have a Talia wall we got to deal with. They have just as much CC as we do. So it's going to be very, very important that UMW keeps their head in the game. And I think this comp is what I was talking about. This 1v1 potential is very dangerous, and having Pans back on that tried and true Udyr that we know is such a strong character for him, I think we're going to see UMW be able to scale a lot earlier in this early game and be able to keep up maybe in the late game. I don't know. I'm just interested to see. I'm just interested with our picks.
I mean, absolutely. We saw from the last game that UMW had the much stronger early game, but we just really weren't able to secure those objectives. So now that we have Pans back on his tried and true Udyr, hopefully he's maybe a little bit more comfortable with really taking those objectives in his jungle that he needs to be, and really taking those out to really get them on our side this time so that the University of Delaware cannot stay in this game.
Yeah, I do want to mention University of Delaware does have a secret, not so secret, but deadly weapon in their pocket. Look at Talia, and look at Scion, and look at their ultimate abilities, and tell me what they do.
Oh, whoa.
They cover a lot of ground very fast. So they have that mobility superiority in their hands, and I'm curious to see how that's going to affect the game as it goes through. Being able to access multiple lanes in the span of a few seconds, I mean, that could prove detrimental if we don't play around that.
Yeah, prove absolutely terrifying. We have a little bit more. I don't necessarily know if that UI was on there last time. Little timers.
I didn't see that one.
I just found it.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Awesome.
We can keep track of now all of them.
We
on
got
the
dragon
screen.
timers. We got void
Oh,
grubs.
that's
We got Rift Herald and Baron. This is
Hold
gonna be able to
up,
keep.
I'm playing Corky. Let me put my lipstick on, otherwise I can't get into character. I'm so confused.
These
by
guys
text
are
message.
interesting.
University of
guess Corky
Delaware,
players
quite
cross-dress.
interesting. I
Good
guess
to
they
know.
do. Sean Cue Ball Price, looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
better
case
see.
has been opened. The file. We're
I
looking
know.
at
I'm
it.
telling Megan. It's his girlfriend.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Megan might be missing lipstick. We'll have to look around for that.
But yeah, so we have the Seraphine. They're kind of forming their wall right now at the beginning of the game to really see any stragglers, exactly where they're trying to place wards, or if they're really trying to get any vision. But it looks like we have Seraphine and the Jinx. They want to really get that. Can we go over to their bush? Actually, production would be great. That's okay too. That is not the Seraphine.
Sorry.
Jinx bush. But no, I said they are actually waiting in this mid. They're probably trying to get that.
I was looking at
engagement really
chat.
quick and early, especially since they saw the Ashe coming down from the bot lane. That's gonna be kind of interesting though, because if you're coming down through bot, you might have a call that they were maybe leashing just a little bit, but it wasn't necessarily looking at it with how much time that they were able to get there from lane into the side. That is already massive damage on the Syndra, though. That is that Corky pick that you like to see. Just the amount of damage they're able to put onto somebody. Poppy, though, able to get this kind of favorable trade on the Scion, already doing massive damage to him. Big half-health chunk with a Poppy versus Scion right now. Almost were able to get that snipe from the Jinx as well as Seraphine. Both of them slightly missing their abilities. Quite unfortunate, but that Ashe is already half HP. And we found another one. Udyr now to level 3. Already has completed his bot side, going up towards the top to get his red.
Look
Yeah,
how
I will say that Zyra's spike, like power spike, only comes up around 2 or 3. So she's not going to be able to put any pressure out until then,
Big
and I
game.
think UMW knows that. Same with up top here. We're seeing a lot of advantage on UMW's side with Poppy being able to put out that poke on the Scion, who can really only just take it. He does have a
big.
shield, but it's nothing substantial that can withstand the sort of damage that Poppy's able to dish out.
Oh yeah, she's an absolutely terrifying character. We saw her in that last match, but now she's in the hands of Cho Tiny. So we can only pray that the enemy team is all right after this game.
Yeah.
We have Corky out there in the mid lane and the Syndra kind of pushing her back and now going for a back. Hopefully,
I'm looking
Cue
bot
Ball can
lane
now
here.
turn
I'm
this
seeing
up.
Talia moving towards the river here. We might be looking for a crab.
Yeah, it looks
take?
like she's probably going for the Scuttle Crab take. Maybe rotates down to
Alright.
bot in case our bot lane gets a little too overzealous. But I think we
Keeping an eye
recognize
on
that,
for sure.
trying to freeze it in that sort of mid lane, it looks like now. Or maybe even we recognized her out. Oh no, we're going for a ward. Okay. Recognized her out, calling her out. We know that she's probably there. Saw the rotate. Udyr realizes it too. Says, I'm just going to back because I don't necessarily have any other objectives left on this map. Syndra backing as well. They need to get their items up, especially with how down they were kind of in that lane at the very beginning. Scion moving through the jungle. Don't necessarily know where exactly he's going. Probably going for a ward pick right there. But we still have this bot lane schmoovin'. The Jinx level 3, Seraphine level 3. And we're still getting our minions down.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh,
and
we
here
dodged the
comes some pressure
thorns!
from the
It's
Zyra,
the rooted
and
as
Seraphine
well.
damage is coming out, ripping
Oh
and
my
throwing
goodness, the
a
heal!
from the
Oh,
Ashe,
we
and
flanked it!
securing first
The
blood onto
snipe.
Jinx. She's going to get out of there with her passive movement speed.
It is so
Talia
scared
landing a
of
CC!
the Talia, though.
Gets
We
the
can't keep the
knock-up,
pressure on,
and
but
Seraphine
Udyr coming
goes
down to the lane.
down.
Udyr is coming in. Poppy might get caught as well. We flash for it. We might be able to find a double. Udyr taking these tower shots. Honestly, scary trade if they lose
picked
there.
off by Talia.
That's
A
terrifying.
tragic fate for Udyr. They're trying to secure one last elimination, but getting caught out and found wanting. Sent back to Summoner's Rift. Spawn to reconsider his choices.
I believe Summoner's Rift is actually the actual
Is
battlefield.
yeah, but he's already here.
He's already here. Huh. Wait a minute.
Back to Spawn is what I meant.
Back to grayscale. And now we have Udyr now going back. He's going to start on the Wolves, going towards the Grom. Maybe now looking to help top lane just a little bit, as the Poppy was looking pretty dominant in their matches. However, Sean Cuball Price, Syndra out here, has been able to stay in this lane.
I do want to say
They both
top's lane.
Yeah, they both got level up at the same exact time. And now, how exactly are you thinking about top lane?
Okay. Yeah, top lane. Poppy did set up that wave just outside of her tower in a sort of freeze, which is when you sort of keep the minions in one spot. You don't allow any advancement. And that's
We find
hard
it.
for characters like Scion who are weaker in this early game. But we are seeing some reciprocation from Scion there. Each of their health bars
Oh,
are
Udyr
looking
is up
close
a level
to mid here.
on the Talia, but we don't opt to go for it because we saw the Corki out there on the bot lane. Zyra also going into our jungle now. Our bot lane is kind of looking a little bit stuck under their towers. They have this swarm of 2, now 3 people, when instead the Talia is going to opt towards the mid. Poppy finally has her level 6 level up. It's going to be so big for her. Are we going to be able to get that minion? There it is. Huge. We don't miss those.
Never ever.
Never ever. That's gonna be Void Grubs are gonna go on for University of Delaware right now. Is Udyr gonna be able to recognize that and try to force a match? It looks like we do. Poppy coming down as well. We don't swarm on them. Syndra is clicking away. I believe they were saying it'll be a little bit careful here. That's now where we're gonna be able to find this. Sonya's unstoppable, so it doesn't matter. But we do get the Void Grubs hopefully from this trade. It'll be big for us. Slipping through our fingers. How much HP we cannot see, but at least less than 98.
I do
like
want to
60
mention
probably.
Scion with his R. I called it. He has that high mobility, not only to get into plays but to get out of them. He was outnumbered there. He didn't see it coming. He pressed R and boom, he's gone.
He's gone.
Back to spawn, but no grayscale for him.
Just his items. He's getting his money up to get that funny up. And we get the shot on the Ashe. The Jinx recognizing that sort of dodge pattern now. Maybe we're not going to miss as many skill shots. We're going to do an absolutely crazy time. We recognize that we're going to get taken out anyways if we go backwards. We try to get the trade one with us, but it doesn't matter. The Talia opting. Oh my gosh, all 4 down in this bot lane here. We do not want them to live. But the Seraphine is still going to be able to get that back. It's because they're setting up for the Dragon. This is going to be 3-1. UMW not favored right now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at this bot lane, seeing that movement of 4 people coming down and starting the Drake here. That was a play to sort of shut down the momentum that's growing down south for UMW. We did get those early elims. We did get first blood on the Jinx, I think it was. And I think UD recognized that. They said, all right, something needs to be done. All right, let's send 4 players bot lane.
Yeah, let's get it. Oh, the missed Jinx ult. It flies away to hit space. Up, and away, and Infinity and beyond. That's exactly what I was going to. That's sick. Okay, so now we have the minion wave. We're just kind of pushing that out. We need to get our last hits because we need that gold. We have Syndra down the mid. We have the Poppy up top. It's really kind of just slow mid game right now until we get to that team fight stage. It's 8 minutes and 45. That is first Drake to the University of Delaware Penguins. Quite unfortunate, but it is this cannon. Do we hit it? Yes, we do.
Let's go.
72
Celebrate.
gold. Still have not seen Cho Tiny miss one in the top lane.
Very similar to Sean Cuball Price, isn't that right?
Yes. Sean Cuball Price has never missed a cannon minion. The only times it's never a miss. It's just sometimes they refuse to give him gold.
Yeah, they're very greedy little minions.
Very greedy cannon minions. We're able to get that. That is going to be now Corki in the mid lane. Udyr looking for maybe an engage, but the Corki was able to recognize that and kind of backs off. This is Scion and the Poppy up towards the top lane. We're just kind of getting those health trades. Nothing really too special here, but we're able to get that Jinx shot onto the Ashe as well as that Zyra. The Rockets are going to be so important for just the range damage that we can really play versus these teams. There's Seraphine waiting in the bush. Do you think they're setting up for necessarily anything here, or is it really just kind of like a neutral game being played right now?
I think that we saw Zyra advance there, and she got chunked for a good portion of her health. Both teams backed off, but I think UMW is well aware that they can take and engage onto UD. They just need to wait for the right time. So Seraphine is going to look for those bush plays and try to land a stun out, and I guarantee you that's going to end in an elimination for UMW.
No, absolutely. We still have the Syndra. Do we see Sean Cuball? Oh no! Instead, we're gonna have. Oh, we flashed for it too. And
Flashes
they're
on
able
flashes.
to get out.
Spent and spent to nothing at all. Returned to dust as all things do. No play is made up top, but we are looking at a 10-minute game now. The laning phase is soon to come to an end. We're seeing players all over the place. The score is 1-3, but this game doesn't feel so bad. Would you agree with me, reports say otherwise.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. We are still only really down, I believe, 400 gold, which is quite a bit, but not necessarily that much in the grand scheme of things, as we saw towards the end of the last game being up almost like 3,000 at one point. This is going to put us now towards the top. We have Syndra down there in that mid lane, almost is able to find it on the Corki. Dude, Corki's little narwhal thing is so funny. Dude, Nerf Corki is such a good skin. Now
Actually,
we see that they're
Wait,
posturing towards...
whoa. Pause the tape. Of
course.
Did you just call it a narwhal?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
did.
manatee.
My fault.
It's
My
Earth the
fault.
manatee.
I forgot.
All right. Know your lore, buddy.
I know. I didn't know. I mean,
Earth
I
is
did know.
very important to us League players.
I know he was taken away in the April Fool's event. He was also murdered.
No.
That is gonna now also be a battle for, I believe that is, it's either Void Grubs or Rift Herald. I can't remember based on the time. It's been a hot minute since I actually played a match of League of Legends. Once again, I have not played since the Void Grubs update, so I don't necessarily know which one's which anymore. But that is gonna be. It looks like we're gonna be able to get plate from this bottom tower just now. There it is. It'll be huge for us.
Talia
Seraphine
securing
takes a
the
little bit of the
Void Grubs
tower
there.
damage. Almost able to find the elimination on the Ashe, but just not fully able to find that skill shot. That's going to be us now kind of moving towards backing up, I believe, after this probably. Oh, no, we want to press that advantage. We want to go full all in. Udyr now able to get that subtle grab, and that's going to be just missing from our production. The Jinx elimination on to
I thought we were going to get a Corki engage. I thought we were going to get a
onto the
Corki
Ashe.
engage.
Playing Corki then.
If you
Come
have
on.
any grievances at all, his name is Jack Retros Yatsko. You can find him at jyatsko at umw
No.
email.com. Mail.u. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. There we go. They have the little clicky clackers out there, and we're gonna go ahead and back for
I want
this.
to mention
get our
again,
items up.
there is an immense amount of pressure coming in from UMW's bot lane, which does possess all the eliminations, by the way.
We did just
Jinx
get
with
Kraken
all the
Slayer.
elims.
We did
Yeah,
get
that's
our
first
Kraken
item for
Slayer.
Jinx.
Because I do want to just mention that our Jinx is over 50 CS on the enemy
Oh,
bot
wow.
laner.
Yeah,
100,
Yes.
109 to 62 and counting. That is a very impressive lead for UMW, and we still are keeping a gold lead. Not a big one at the moment, and we could see
a
this
dragon
engage.
fight without Udyr here. Udyr
Yep.
has
What
to
do you
go
think
down.
UMW is
so
looking
much
for right now?
I mean, right
They
now,
need to
probably that
play around
dragon.
Jinx. They need to play around Jinx for
The
sure.
Drake, yeah.
This play could decipher the entire game. If Jinx goes down here, if they get her momentum stopped, that could change things for UMW, and not in a good way.
Absolutely. It looks like we're not going to be the one going for this dragon. We do.
Oh,
try
we
to
find
steal
the
it, we
Zyra.
find
Get
it.
the feisty pick
Oh
on the
my
Zyra there from the
goodness.
Seraphine poke.
Oh, with the channeling too. Oh, they have to use their ult to get out, and a flash from Ashe.
Yep.
Say that 7 times fast.
I think I'll take a rain check.
Instead, we are going to go ahead and we opt for the Rift Herald to really try to take those towers down faster to either get either our Poppy back in and really get her to roam, or probably our Syndra. Oh, that is mad damage out here on the Scion.
You're capping, bro. Look at look at how little damage is going on. I mean, it's cool to watch, but like, they're not really chunking each other, are they? It's just
I mean,
going
I
back
don't know.
and
It's
forth.
doing decent damage right now, especially with how much more I think HP that the Scion has than the Poppy.
I think I'm just used to watching Jinx play. She gets
No, absolutely. This
chunky
Jinx
people.
is the when she
Oh
hits
my
somebody,
goodness.
the damage disappears. The HP's gone.
Oh,
Oh,
here
big
comes the
charm!
Seraphine R.
They might be gone.
lining
Zyra
up.
is able to be found. Is the Ashe found as well? Do we get the immediate double? Very close. We can get this. We can get this.
Oh,
There it
landing
is.
the
We
W
landed.
there.
We're
Look at her
running
just
after them. Oh my
sprint
gosh.
after Talia.
She realizes.
Full speed, just wow. And we had a gank mid lane while trying to maybe watch the re-engage. We're just gonna back here. This is the best Poppy skin in my
It
opinion.
is. I
The
agree.
space groove.
Yeah.
Is that
Very
what it was?
cutesy,
Yeah.
very
I think it's just
small.
regular space. I don't think it's space groove.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just astronaut Poppy.
Gotcha.
Still a great skin.
It is. It's pretty wonderful. Yeah.
This Seraphine skin as well is space groove.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, it makes sense.
Then I can't tell which one Jinx is.
This is
Corner.
the New Year skin, Chinese
Okay.
New Year
I
skin.
still don't know my skins yet, guys. I'll learn
Cue
one
ball,
day. I'll
cue
learn
ball,
one
and the
day.
pat-
patented
recall these. I think
patented
that's base
rose
skin.
skin,
That's not base.
and then we
No.
have our main man Udyr on Ink Shadow.
We've seen enough of the Syndra to know it's not base.
It's purple. I don't know.
It is
purple.
Ink Shadow. It is Ink Shadow
Okay.
Udyr. Funnily enough, oh, never mind. They get the big slam into the stun. Are we gonna be able to survive this? Okay, yeah. Send it back to spawn. You're out of there.
Yeah, Poppy gameplay there, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
yeah, no.
If you're in a fight you don't want to be in, just
Goodbye.
stop the fight.
True. Send them
Simple
back.
as remove the players from
See
the
ya.
fight.
But yes, fun fact, Pans likes the Ink Shadow Udyr skin because while some people say that it makes it a little bit harder to see the abilities, he actually believes it makes it a lot easier for him to see most of his abilities that he sends out. So he,
I think also
He prefers to kinda
conceptually
have
it's
that.
a very cool skin.
he also is. It's sick.
Yeah, he's got like magical tattoos. Are you kidding me?
I wish.
How awesome is
Oh, almost are able to find it on the Zyra, but not necessarily. We already go ahead. We have our bot in the mid lane now. Syndra now rotating towards the bottom side. Oh, almost.
Love the effort there from Jinx, but the ultimate ability is not going to quite connect. Corki did have to flash out of that, though, pinning him down for future engagements where he won't have that mobility. And maybe not that mid tower. Or
Oh,
maybe
Talia, big
not
stun!
a
We get an
jungler.
elimination anyways as they run away. Big
This
plays
tower's gone,
right here
and Rift
from
Herald
Jinx
is
and
secured.
Seraphine.
UMW, we are able to play a way more objective-based game, and it is
Oh,
very
he's
much
running it.
paying off.
Ow!
Oh.
Where's he going? Oh my goodness!
Probably take
Well,
tower
tower.
aggro, big.
Down.
But look at the play that this is able to make. Look how low
Oh
Ash is in
my
cue ball.
gosh.
But he does get.
It's okay.
No,
They died a tower. They don't lose anything from
Yeah,
that.
that's
execute
true. I
on
didn't
the
notice that.
Seraphine.
We
That's
did
huge.
lose, not even close though. To I believe it was Corky. No, it wasn't Corky. It was Ash.
Yeah. Science will be able to clear this wave now. Able to get their gold up just by a bit. But the Poppy is still dominating the sort of top lane aspect. And so we're able to get really those minions down. Hopefully.
I love this top lane aspect.
I know, dude.
Not
I
the
was
top
like,
lane, the aspect.
the
of the top
aspect of
lane.
the top lane. I don't
Love it.
know, man.
But he's gonna do some good damage to that tower there. The pressure is present. Cyan is struggling to keep up with the pace of Poppy. I think he's not quite able to match her in plates. But Cyan
we
is
get
more of a late
rooted.
game character.
That's fine. We have so much HP, the root didn't even really do much.
Yeah, Udyr is versatile like that. I think his empowered Ram form does have a CC immunity.
Oh, game pause.
We got
What
a pause
happened?
coming here. Could be
So
an
we
internet
are
issue. We're
asking.
gonna take a look into that.
Yeah, once again, we did really have, we were planned to have around 4 people playing. Oh, apparently it's on our side. ADC, Mitt, their screen keeps blacking out.
Really? Oh no.
I had
He's
to
our most
switch.
pivotal player. We need him to keep his monitor on.
We need Jinx. We need him to keep the monitor. I don't know. With
It's rule number 1.
with how dominating he's been playing, maybe he can play with his eyes closed.
yeah. Level the playing field for Club Penguins. Speaking of, do you think that the playing field needs to be leveled here? Do you think it is too dire a circumstance for UD in this game?
Well, we just switched out of the actual game, but it looks like we were about 5,000 gold up, I think. If I can count.
You're right.
Four-
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
almost
five
5,000.
To give.
So as much as maybe they have a chance to kind of come back, as long as we keep that snowball alive and really keep the Jinx from not necessarily getting her bounty gone, as well as the Syndra. Syndra and Jinx both have 250 gold bounties, just about. As long as we can keep those and hold on to those, and then keep playing the objectives like we saw. It looks like the enemy team had been sort of posturing for that dragon to really kind of look for that. But we can't let them slip through our fingers like last game. I think we kind of realized that, especially when we started taking the fights towards the Rift Herald that we saw going all the way to Inhibitor.
Yeah, that was.
I did.
He went for the knock up there. He got it, and he was like, "All right, I gotta get out of this Rift Herald. Oh wait, I can't until I hit something." So he swerved to try and hit the tower, but the turning radius of that Rift Herald is like a tank. So he completely whiffed it. Tried to hit the second tower, missed it, barely clipped the inhibitor. So he was way behind enemy lines, but it did work out because they were all going underneath that second tower. It's got an official. Is it inner turret or something?
I think it's inner turret.
The second turret in mid lane. Everyone was pushed up behind there, and we were putting out damage. Udyr had an avenue to escape. He took it, pretty good use of a Rift Hill. They got them a couple kills, eliminations there. So,
Yeah, we got I believe 2 to 3 from that interaction.
do you think it would have been more worth it to instead hit the tower, the inner turret, with the Rift Herald, get that damage off on the turret, and then just engage whoever it was?
Engage from that.
Yeah.
Probably. I think that knock up from the Rift Herald is what allowed us to secure that elimination at least onto whoever it was that I can't remember now
I think it was
because
Ash. Maybe Zyro.
we have the cogs turning, but they don't necessarily retain information.
Not necessarily.
And so I think if we were able to get it onto the tower, that maybe would have either secured us that or at least a little bit more of an actual like play fight sort of team scenario. But we were really able to get that engage off because we got rid of the you said it was the Ash, right? Because we got rid of the Ash. And so that allowed them to not really necessarily have the ADC's damage that we would have been scared of if we wanted to play with them again under the tower.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably still would have maybe ran into the tower there because I would really liked to have that inner turret, mid turret specifically, like very low on that HP.
That's a high priority turret.
It's very high.
Sure.
But the elimination there was pretty nice. I don't think if the Ash had a I don't believe that they had a.
We're back.
Nice.
We're back.
Right
Back
back
into
into
the
it.
All right, just to let everybody know
Oh.
for what was happening,
We're paused again.
we are not paused.
We're paused on our side.
Complications.
We're paused on my side.
Yes, we
I
are.
don't know what's going on.
Quite unfortunate, but I'll keep talking. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I believe if the Ash had a bounty,
Okay.
it might have been like more beneficial for her. But otherwise, I think the tower would have been really nice.
I agree. Yeah. Do you think that if we hit the tower instead of knocking them up,
Okay,
would've
we're up.
gotten
We're
more
back. We're back.
momentum
We're full
in that
back.
push? All right, all
Absolutely,
right.
yeah.
It's working now.
There we go. We have it right back. Do we secure the cannon? We don't know because we're going for a team fight. That's a big stun already on Zyra. We're not going to let those plants take care of us. We say we are feeling vegan today as we eat that plant alive. We go ahead. We're going up in the top lane. Not the top lane, the top side because Jack doesn't know how to move a camera that well. That's going to be Udyr now trying to move down. Jinx is able to get big damage on this Scion and he gets stunned as
Now
well.
we gotta
But
run. We
got
gotta
to
run.
run away. One of the biggest.
Take him out.
scariest
Take him out.
members of
All
this
right, we're
field, and
good.
they are gone. This is now the Earth Drake that we are taking out on the side of the field. This is going to be our first dragon, even if we are up 5,000 gold.
Yeah, and we're going to start this Drake here. That's guaranteed success. But I'm looking at it now. They do have a fire and an ocean Drake on their team versus our one mountain. Do you think that's going to come into play with the increased offensive capability from the fire Drake and the survivability of the ocean Drake?
I definitely think both of those are going to enable them to really stay in the game.
Okay.
But with just exactly how polarizing we've been, once again, almost 6,000. We're still at almost 6,000. It is 6,000. I can't count. It's 6,000 gold lead. Like that is
it's
nuts.
getting late. You know,
That's
numbers
insane.
are funny.
Yeah, so 29.4k versus the 35.7. It is even getting increasingly close to maybe even an 8k gold lead or not. Yeah, and so we have down in the mid, we have the Udyr going into the Ash, kind of posturing for something, but we're almost able to find it. There's the stun with the Ash gone. That's ADC off the menu, so we are able to feast as we move forward, looking for, I believe, the Baron now. We really kind of just
Baron
want.
would be a good play here.
Yeah.
A high-profile target that can get some excellent momentum for the game-winning push that I feel is coming up. I mean, we're up.
Oh, we have to take
I'll
Scion
give it-
out first. Our menace on the enemy team.
Oh my
We
gosh.
sent him out.
Written in
He's
stone.
not allowed. We have to run. Actually, I think we still have Poppy up though. If he really need to, he's opting to go ahead and
Doesn't
farm.
he's getting his farm,
He
but
needs
that's
his
okay.
farm.
But now we can now we can take Baron here.
Yeah, take Baron for practically free right now. This is looking like UMW's game to run away with. We are at the 8k gold now that I was mentioning. With Baron, that's probably going to put us closer to maybe 9 or 10. And then we still were able to be backing, and then we can use all of that gold that we have gained to then get those crazy items up. It looks like Syndra just got Luden's Tempest, speaking of which.
Yeah. A great item.
Seraph's
on-
Embrace.
Luden's Companion. It's a different word now.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
Seraph's Embrace.
Well, no, I said
Got it,
Luden's
got
Tempest is the other one I called out. But yes, she did just get Seraph's Embrace.
Seraph's Embrace, good mana item for a nice traditional mage. We did see it on Veigar last.
Oh
round.
my gosh, cue ball!
Oh, no!
Cue ball!
Now we might be caught out.
Syndrome,
Oh, and
what
the
can you do in that
shutdown.
scenario?
275 gold for them, but we take the mid tower in trade. We say if you want to get one of us, then you're not going down without a fight. So we're able to get another one. It looks like Talia has to use the Zonias now, but we are.
Oh, what a
big
beautifully
stun.
timed ult! And
Oh
I
my
think
goodness.
Ash is gonna have to pay the price for it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, Ash is gone, and we're able to almost take the tower. The minions is now able to get up there and take that tower wave. We have the Baron buff, so they are absolutely strong, powering through those.
Joe
shots
Tiny
like
doing
no
top
day
lane things.
tomorrow. Oh my goodness.
He's chilling.
How much do you think they pay the little guys? Do you think that when they
no, they're-
expire, they drop their lunch money? Do you think
They're
that's what
fueled
that
by
is?
bloodlust for the enemy Nexus, constantly hammering away. You know how many give their lives for the great assault on the enemy Nexus?
For the cause.
Yeah, I wonder how many creeps have perished in League of Legends. It's got to be like trillions at this point.
Right. Do you think that's what the gold is when you take them out? That's their like
Is
lunch
it
money.
like body parts of the creeps?
Oh
God.
my goodness, I believe in us.
Joe
Come on,
Tiny
we
lives
can take
this.
him out.
He's the GOAT.
Oh, he's able to survive. Hands on the spree, and
Yep.
Joe Tiny is out of there.
The Undying Poppy with that invariable survivability, always able to worm her way out of these engagements.
Yeah,
We
there's
have-
gonna be big backs right now.
We have 3
Get more
massive
gold out.
bounties. Mitt with a 600 gold bounty on his head. Pans with 250, and Caleb, Joe Tiny, able to pick one up for 150. This game is so much better in UMW's favor. 11.1k gold in our favor. Finally able to start the steamroll earlier, before 30 minutes. Guys, what is going on?
You tell me, Jack. You tell me. It looks like a decisive victory. But hey, maybe something could change. Maybe all of UMW spontaneously combusts and we have to forfeit this game.
Oh no, Fire Force.
But looking unlikely here.
Oh, we're
as
almost
we
able to
get an
get it.
engagement
What a
underneath
crazy
the mouse
dive.
tower, we're
What
gonna
a
get some ults
crazy
out
dive.
here. It's a
Oh.
1-for-1 trade. Talia going down in exchange for
Well,
the
is
Udyr.
a
There's
big
2 junglers
stun
root
right
for the
now on our
games.
Poppy.
Able to
The
flash
Poppy's gonna
out.
have to get
Very
out of that one. They're on the
scary,
back foot here.
Oh my goodness, UMW. This is that turn we were saying. The spontaneous combustion is combusting right now, looking like a gas stove, but it doesn't matter because we turned the heat on to take out that Corki, and a second one onto the Ash. That is now a big stun on the Scion. That is not another elimination. It is another elimination as he goes ahead and he gets taken out. Now we just need to end. We need to take out those towers, but the Scion was able to find the one on the Seraphine. If we're able to just get these last 2 towers down, then we can play
just
maybe a little bit
left to
safer. Because,
defend, but no longer.
the towers! The
Uh-oh.
towers able to
I
find
didn't
their
know
eliminations. The
Syndra's got the
greatest,
damage here.
the greatest eliminators in this game right now are the towers for the enemy team.
Gonna have to
Syndra,
back
are
off.
we able
Burning,
to get out?
burning.
I don't know.
I think we turn. Oh no, Cue Ball. I thought Cue Ball was gonna turn this.
No.
No. We know how our players play here. We take caution first to mind. But we don't have to be in this game because we have such a great lead. Look at these items we have.
Yeah, absolutely. We just lost like 4 members, right? And we are still up 11,000.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
spawning in, starting the Drake, we're not even worried. I mean, bounties have come up. That's how you know how dire it is for UD.
Absolutely. We are going to go out and get this Earth Drake with almost 0 contention.
That's double Mountain Drake now.
Yeah.
Unkillable demons is what it looks like here.
True. I called it Earth. It is Mountain Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch too much
I'm watching too much Avatar.
Airbenders.
But yeah, we have Poppy teleporting to our ward. We now have the full 4
Yep, they
stack
know
out
this
here,
is
and
it.
Jinx straggling just a little behind. They are able to find their way in before the team fight happens. Now, this can be end game scenario in this next fight.
Yep. If UD can't defend against this push, then it's game over. They're gonna have to give everything they have to stop an advanced
Big
ban. And we're
stun on
looking
the
for
Scion.
a Poppy
Big
ult
charm,
here
double
from
charm.
Scion.
Here,
We're moving
right
the front
back.
line here.
We don't even care.
Going
as
straight
long
for
as
the
we
Nexus.
focus objectives, the
they
people
have the
don't matter.
damage?
We need
And
one.
there it is.
Woo-hoo! 24 to 11 in the eliminations. I think 12,000 gold lead.
Goodness me. They faked going for the team fight so they could
You walk to next.
right click the Nexus. That was game.
Oh
That was
my
a play.
goodness.
Playmaker. Faker,
Absolutely.
faker, playmaker. He would be proud. All right.
Yeah, he would be proud. Jack Retros Yasko, do you think we can have a player interview today?
I already have one lined up for you guys. If I would be able
All right, so while we're waiting, would you like to ask the interview questions, or would I do it today? I've done
I've never done it
If
before.
you
What do
haven't
you
done it,
usually
then you
do?
can have it. You're just gonna ask how exactly the game was going. If you have
Okay.
any specific or if you want to ask questions on their specific champ, how they felt, or anything along the lines of things maybe you thought around the game. So like the defensive plays, you'd be like, why were you guys playing so like that? Anything up
Absolutely.
the line that you
I'll
would
go
like
for it,
to,
you know?
then
I've
I'll
never
go
done it
ahead
before.
and take my time off, and we are going to go ahead and be joined by Eric Mitt out here.
the one and
Oh
only
my goodness,
team
the
captain,
one and only.
ADC extraordinaire, Smolder Lover,
Absolutely.
Mitt.
So, are you on team
Hello.
buff Smolder or nerf Smolder?
I definitely think you should buff Smolder.
Definitely. All right.
You know, that champion needs a little more power.
I
He has a
agree.
very weak early game.
You're the pro.
Takes
I'll
a while to
take your
get
word
through.
for it. Yeah. So, on that note, tell me about the game.
Okay.
Tell me which game was your favorite, first of all, and then we'll go into that.
So, game one was interesting. It was difficult. It was
Yeah,
difficult
to
for us.
say the
The
least.
brand made things rough.
Really, the brand was the most problematic.
The brand was the most problematic thing. Yeah, that's why we banned it game two. It just did so much damage, and it was kind of like uncontested a little bit.
Okay, nerf brand. Got it. It's in my
Nerf
notes.
brand.
Nerf
yeah,
brand.
forget about Smolder. It's
Yeah,
brand's
we
the
were
problem.
talking about that because Brand ended laning phase. He was like 1 in 5.
Mm-hmm.
But we also noticed that he was still very present throughout the game post laning phase. How do you think that is? Is it just his raw damage scaling?
So Brand, it is his raw damage scaling, but
Okay.
it's more so his ability to get off those abilities.
I see.
If that makes any sense.
Because he has to land his ability. He starts the burn. He builds Leandri's, right? So he has even more burn. He can land a stun. He can land his abilities very easily after that. And his R, of course.
The
goes to
R
team
is the
player.
biggest thing, and a lot of those fights we played pretty clumped.
Yeah.
And the R is just getting free damage off, and we didn't have, team fights are supposed to have kind of like a well-defined front line, mid line, back line.
Absolutely.
And in this case, everything gets jumbled together. That's probably one of the biggest weaknesses that we have as a team
Okay,
right now.
so
is-
Brand had you guys on the back foot, is what you're saying. Speaking of, I did notice your formations in the first game, and I think the word coward came to mind. I'm
Yeah.
curious what was going through your guys' minds because you weren't playing with an air of confidence.
Mhm.
You were very much so defensive,
Yeah.
waiting for an engagement and wanting to take advantage of that versus making the plays yourselves.
And I agree. I think that's the biggest weakness we have as a team right now is the
Okay.
lack of confidence.
Got you. All right.
yeah.
So I'm not hallucinating.
You're not
These
hallucinating.
are
No, that's
bad
something
team
that we talk
fights.
about almost every single time. We talk about decisiveness,
Got
making
it, got it.
decisions, and doing things. And that's something that it's hard for any team, I think, and it's especially hard for our team because a lot of these guys are pretty new to the competitive scene.
I see.
So they're they've played plenty of solo queue.
Yeah.
Not like a ton, but most of these guys were like weekend warriors of League, more or less.
Gotcha.
And
All right.
now they're kind of stepping into the environment, which is a lot more structured, where things are a lot more. There's well-defined roles and flows to the game states.
Yeah, the
And
roles.
everybody's still trying to figure out where they fall into that niche, how to execute on these comps. And I think that's where when we're ahead, it feels a lot easier. Everyone's very clear about their roles. When things are a little more even, or all of a sudden we're in a weird position where we're getting poked out, or like we haven't seen this before in a competitive environment, then everybody starts to get nervous and people are kind of like backing off, not sure where to take up space, how to exert their pressure. And that's something that we need to work on as a team, and we are going to. Every week these guys get better.
Okay.
And
Good
I'm
to
really
hear.
excited to see what we have.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that from the team captain. And I want to thank you again for a great night of League of Legends. The first game, a little questionable, but you sold me on the second one. A beautiful sweep. But weren't you on Jinx? Was that you?
I was on the Jinx,
steamrolling
yes,
bot lane? Oh my
Just a
goodness.
little bit.
And then they tried hacking your monitor with the black screen.
That was interesting.
That
Like
was cute.
my
That was
screen
real
kept
cute.
flickering in and out in black, and I was like, "Oh God, what's going on here?" But
Well,
no,
yeah.
that was a fun bot lane.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thank you for joining me on the mic.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you, man. I'm looking forward to more League in the future. I might be a Valorant caster.
It's a fun game,
But
man.
I'll be tuning in, and I hope everyone else will as well.
Real quick before we go, let us thank a couple other teams that really carry us through our streams. And who could those be, Caden?
Oh, I think I know. And it goes by Colonial Internal Medicine, supplying our gamers with the medicines we need, making sure we're not succumbing to illnesses as we lock in, avoiding grass in exchange for the plays.
That's true.
And to make those plays, we need good monitors, good rigs, monitors that don't black out. And I know where to get those from Sporty Next Level. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream, providing our gamers with what we need. And when it comes time for the weekend, when I'm craving a hot dog and to sit in the bleachers, I know what game I want to watch. Do you know?
Oh yeah,
What
Fred
game do you
Nats,
want to
dude.
watch?
The
Fredericksburg
baseball team.
Nationals, who just won the local title, I'm pretty sure. Congrats, guys. Thank you for sponsoring the stream. We hope you watch as many of our games as I watch as many of yours.
Oh. You have been Caden Doug Krim, and I myself
Self-titled Braun.
I have been Jack Retros
versus.
Yasko. Thank you everybody so much for
Thank you,
tuning
thank
into
you.
the stream tonight. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday for some Rocket League.
All right.
Stand up straight now. Can't break down. Graduate now. I don't wanna be here. I don't wanna be here. It's a taste test of what I hate less. Can you die of anxiousness? I don't wanna be here. I don't wanna be here. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? I remember certain things. What I was wearing, the yellow dashes in the street. I prayed those lights would take me home. Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road. I don't wanna be here, I don't wanna be here. Can't feel my legs, I might suffocate. There's a pressure in my chest. I don't wanna be here, I don't wanna be here. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? I remember certain things. What I was wearing, the yellow dashes in the street. I prayed those lights would take me home. Then I heard, hey kid, get out of the road. It's a taste test of what I hate less. I don't wanna be here. Start fresh with a new year. Can't change what you've done. Start fresh next semester.
Hand me down the walking cane, hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you've never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right. Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound